And alright boys, it is Packmaster Fusion Calendar time. Let's go ahead and break this down because frankly there are a couple of pitfalls in this that you probably want to be aware of before you start tearing up in your shards and all of that good stuff. So let's begin. So first of all, pitfall number one, getting straight into it. Dude, this Summon Rush event is gnarly as hell. Now, if you're just looking to get your hands on the Packmaster fragments from the Summon Rush event, you're going to be pulling exactly 80 Ancient Shards. That's because you're getting double points for Ancient Shards for this event, right? So you get 40 points per shard. 80 is the perfect amount that you can pull just to get your hands on the fragments. Now, what you can do is pull 150 Ancient Shards, and you will get a guaranteed legendary in the form of something or other. Some legendary attack champ called Shemnath, which honestly, from what I've seen so far, right, you can pull 150 Ancient Shards, get your hands on Shemnath, but at the same time, it's a legendary attack champ that doesn't seem like it's going to be the kind of champ that's going to like really revolutionize your account. For late game players, they tend to not need it from what I've seen, right? From like from anybody who's got like an established account, they tend not to need Shemnath, so they're not going to be pulling the shards. And for beginner players, I'd recommend that no, you don't pull 150 Ancient Shards just to get your hands on Shemnath, because frankly, legendary attack champs are kind of a dime a dozen, and really you want to be pulling, if you're going to be pulling 150 Ancient Shards, you might as well do it during a 2x Ancient Shard event, so that you're just blasting a crap load of epics and random legendaries across your whole account, rather than spending a billion Ancients, potentially pulling 0 legendaries the entire time, and then getting 1 guaranteed legendary at the end. And it's not even that much of an account changing one, you know? So I don't know, man. I think that, would I recommend nobody pulls 150 shards here? Is that what I'm saying? I think that's what I'm saying, man. So there you go, take it or leave it. What I will say is, you do not want to be pulling your Ancient Shards before the middle of tomorrow. Right here, there is going to be a increased drop chance event by 15x across a pool of legendary and epic champs. This is a 15 times increased chance of when you do pull a legendary, you get to opt into it being one of the following. It's Duchess, we're talking Underpriest, Brogni, pretty good, Kaja, Siphi. So a lot of good legendaries in the pool that you can key in. And for beginner players, if you're going to be pulling your shards during this event, again, wait until July 5th, because the epics you can lock in are also going to be quite impactful, right? Sepulchre Sentinel, if you're looking for a cleanser for an early clan boss team. Maneater, okay? The Void epic, you can use this guy as part of the beginnings of an unkillable clan boss team as well, which can be very, very valuable if your account is just getting started, right? And we've also got Mausoleum Mage. If you already got your clan boss team sorted, Mausoleum Mage is another very, very solid epic that you might want to consider keying in during this 15x event right here. So just hold off until tomorrow to start pulling your Ancients either way. Next up, we've got the Champion Chase Tournament, and people are heavily suspecting that this is going to be a 2x Sacred Shards event, right? Meaning just increased chance to pull your Legos from your Sacred Shards. As for how many Sacred Shards this is going to actually take to get done and get to the fragments, who the hell knows, right? Who the hell knows? If you get super lucky, you might get it done in like 6 or 7 Sacreds. If you're very unlucky, you might be sitting there pulling, you know, 11, 12, 13, 14 Sacreds and still be scratching your head. Speaking personally now, I've got like 2 Sacreds in the bank, man. So I was looking at this event schedule and I was hoping beyond hope that they'd surprise us with like a 2x Void event or something for Summon Rush. I don't even know if I'm going to be doing this fusion anymore. Personally, this looks like a big old resource sink, and I'm not sure that Packmaster is even worth it for my super early account, man. Like, oh my god, and so much of it hinges on the power of a future Hound champ that may or may not be released soon, and may or may not be released during, like, an accessible event, you know, in the future. Anyways, man, that's neither here nor there. TLDR, save your Sacreds until the future tourney. Right, next most annoying events are, of course, gonna be, let me just slam on the bam! All kinds of energy is going to be required, of course, for the Dungeon Divers event. These are, of course, going to be some of the grindiest events during the Fusion calendar, and so each of them are going to require about 5,000 energy-ish worth of grinding to get these Dungeon Divers events done. And amen, with the Dungeon Divers events being so energy intensive, why not get yourself a free refill with the good old code GAMELEAP, which is going to give you 1 free energy refill, 10 free experience brews, and 100,000 silver. And inputting this code will also help to support the channel too, man. So make sure to share it around with your clanmates as well. And a heads up, if you go ahead and input the code and it says invalid, it's because, like me, you've already used it at some point in the past, okay? But hell, there you go. Now, of course, you only want to be doing these Dungeon Divers events while they are double dipping with the dungeon tournaments, right? Ice Golem, Fire Knight, Dragon, and Spider. And so where do these overlap? Well, honestly, it's a bit gnarly. So the Ice Golem tournament is active right now, actually. But you only really want to start grinding it from the middle of tomorrow up until the end so that it overlaps with the Dungeon Divers event, right? And so I'm just going to mark off with the green line everywhere where the tournaments double dip with the Dungeon Divers events, right? So we've got a decent little spree here in between Ice Golem and Fire Knight. Thing is, when the Fire Knight tournament launches, you kind of just want to blast the absolute hell out of it and, Christ, just get it done and finish the Dungeon Divers event as well in this same little window right here, if you can. Otherwise, you're gonna have to blast the end of Fire Knight tournament, like, here, so that it overlaps with the second Dungeon Divers event, which is just this awkward gap. Whereas if you get the Fire Knight tournament done, like, immediately right here, and it also finishes the Dungeon Divers event in the same little window, at least then you get, like, a couple of days of break, right, in the middle of the fusion, and you're not having to worry about, oh, you gotta be ready, man, on Tuesday to kickstart the Fire Knight tournament, grinding again, and finish this in the Dungeon Divers, you know? It's just going to be all kinds of annoying. Likewise, honestly, all of the tournaments, all of the Dungeon Divers events fall very, very awkwardly alongside the tournaments now. So the Dragon tournament here, you grind for a little bit, and then, whoops, the Dungeon Divers event ends again, so you probably don't want to be grinding that too hard during the middle section, and then it picks up again here. It's just so awkward, dude. And then the Spider tournament goes to, like, here. Okay, so that's all of the dungeon double dips, I guess, that you should be taking advantage of. Pretty awkward stuff, man. A lot of stopping and starting, a lot of single days. Like, for example, here in the Dragon tournament, you probably just want to blast the hell out of it and just get most of the Dragon tournament done in that one single day, you know? It's going to be awkward though, that's for sure. Anyways, next up we of course have the silver requirements for the artifact enhancement events, which is going to be about 15 million silver per artifact enhancement event. Nothing really changing there. That's if you're using your cash, like, mostly efficiently, but you're also maxing out some items and getting some real upgrades going on your account. So 15 million silver is the average. You can get it done in less. It's about the average that you should be expecting to spend. If you get super unlucky with rolls, you might be looking at like 20 million silver. So hey, be prepared for those. Now, a couple of other words of warning, man. Yeah, the total points you can get might be 130, but honestly, these tournament leaderboard points right here basically cannot be counted. The chances of you actually finishing first in one of these tournaments and getting those points is basically nil. Let's be real, right? For most players, it's not really an option. So there's actually only 110 points available. Now, the Summon Rush points, all up and over here, these are kind of spread out between different tiers of rewards. So you actually get 5 fragments at, it's like 2,300 points. And so the other 10 you then get from just pushing the rest of the way, right? I don't need to write up the other 10. So you could hypothetically just get 5 points from the Summon Rush if you want to save like a whole bunch of your engine shards and just get the bare minimum. But then you're in a position where if you don't spend the 80 engine shards and get all 15 points from the Summon Rush event, where you basically can't miss any points for the rest of the calendar. So it's quite risky to go ahead and do that, man. So do that at your own risk, is all I'm going to say. Alright, man, and why not wrap things up with the happy little poll results? I simply asked, are you going to be fusing Packmaster for the July fusion? 31% say hell yes, 36% say they're skipping, with a few in between who are just kind of more beginner players on this channel, of course. It's the kind of player that we attract because it's the kind of player that I am too. That are just sort of lacking resources and might not quite be able to get it done, or just don't want to spend their sacreds on a fusion. That's a little bit of a coin toss, right? And this fusion is very, very black and white indeed. Alright, man, final answer. Am I actually going to be doing this goddamn fragment event? I got some fusions to get done that I can easily use to get through the Champion Chess tournament, at least. I've just got like fusions sitting there ready to go, so that's going to be fine. The Ancient Shards, I am not excited about spending those, but I'll tell you what, I do have 2,400 mystery shards, and I am not above sitting there ripping open 2,400 mystery shards if that is what it takes to get through that Summon Rush event while spending as few ancient shards as possible. Yeah, I might as well do it. Why the hell not, right? Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you also enjoyed this one. Good luck with your shard pulls, god damn it. And you know what? If you're gonna say F all this, and you're looking to start a new Raid Shadow Legends account, start from fresh, then you can do so by clicking on my promo link down below at the top of the video description box. Doing so will kickstart your new account with a free epic champion, as well as a whole bunch of starting supplies, including silver and chickens and all of that good stuff, man. Greatest way for you to start your new raid journey, new free-to-play account, or something along those lines. Thanks again, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to catch all of you all just a tad bit later, man.